Hi, I'm Madison and welcome back to my channel. Today I have my ApollyCon book haul and just a haul overall, honestly, because I do have some extra books. I'm just going to chuck it all into one video. Okay. In this video, I'm going to be talking a little bit about ApollyCon. I'm also going to be talking about all the books that I bought for ApollyCon because I bought a shit ton of books to bring with me so I could get them signed. I'm also going to talk about just the books that I managed to get signed in general at ApollyCon, and then I'm also going to talk about just some of the books that I have hauled overall that have nothing to do with ApollyCon, but between my last haul and this haul, because I've got like around about 10 extra books overall, so I figured I'd just chuck them all in, make it all one video, make my life a little bit easier, you know? Okay, so if you do not know what ApollyCon is a book conference. It is a book conference for readers, so it's for readers to go to where they can see all their authors and they can get their books signed. Authors have like little tables set up where you can go get your book signed by them. There are different levels. There's Deity, Apollyon, and Titan as the passes. So I went and I had a Titan pass. I'll show you this slide. So this here is what my Titan pass looks like. I will zoom in case anyone wants to see what some of the signatures are, or if you even know. That's Scarlett St. Clair, that's Sophie Lark, that's Macaulay Smeltzer, that's Megan Quinn, and that is Tessa Bailey. So this is what my pass looks like. And then on the edges here, you see these like little wristbands, and these are my wristbands to see ticketed authors, because some of the authors have a lot of people that want to see them, so they end up being ticketed. So if you end up getting a ticket and your number gets called, you get to see the author. Obviously there are a lot of people who want to see them, so I think like around about 600 tickets are given out, but not all the authors can get through 600 people signing them in one day, especially when people are talking to them and people have like multiple books that they want to get signed. So you get the tickets, and if you get lucky, you do, and if you don't, you don't. Like, it's just, you know, or however it works. I will say though that JLA, Jen Armentrout, she did do a separate secondary signing on the second day so that she could see everyone. So I think she signed for like 12 hours straight so that she could sign every single person who wanted to see her, which is nuts. 12 hours signing is a lot. I know that Raven Kennedy also stayed extra to do like a couple extra hours of signing, and she's pregnant. Like, she's like visibly pregnant. So like that was amazing that she ended up staying extra to sign people's stuff, because like as a pregnant lady, that's a lot. I also was lucky enough that I got to hang out with some of the authors outside of the event panels. And so since I got to hang out with authors on the side, just with like getting drinks and doing PR stuff, I was able to get some of my extra books signed during that. So I do know that I had that privilege that not everyone else did get. Let's get into what I got signed. So I'm going to start off with my Raven Kennedy books. I did specifically buy all these in the last month just so I could get them signed by her, because if you haven't seen my vlog yet, I did read the entire Plated Prisoner series and I fell in love with it. So I had to buy them because I was like, I wanted to sign them because I love this series so much, and I know that I will kick myself if I do not. So she did sign them all for me, and then I also had her put in a quote on 2 of the books for me as well. So this is my copy of Gleam, which she wrote a little quote in, and my copy of Glow, which I got a quote in. The next book that I bought for ApollyCon that I got signed was The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. Obviously, I read this in a vlog recently and adored the shit out of it, so I did get Ali Hazelwood to sign it. I also got her to write "Correlation does not equal causation" as the quote inside, which I really did adore. She has a really cute signature, by the way, and she was super nice, super lovely, super like huggy, which was really cute. So this was like a total random buy. I've seen everyone talking about this series and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna take my chances, buy the books, get them signed. If I love them, great. If I don't, oh well. And that is The Savage Lands by Stacey Marie Brown. This is Savage Lands, which is book 1, and Wildlands, which is book 2. I don't know anything about this series. I think it's like dystopian fae and a prison. That's it. I've heard very mixed reviews. Some people really love it, some people don't. I'm just gonna take my chances and hope that I do. So I did see her. I did get my copies signed by her, so we'll see what ends up happening. Next we have Nikki Sloan, who I did see. I pre-bought the Nashville Neighbors trilogy to get signed by her because I recently read The Pool Boy, which I loved and tabbed the shit out of. So I did get to see her, and I specifically really wanted this signed. So she did, and she signed it, and she wrote actually Be Reckless inside, which you'll know if you know. She did also personalize and sign my copy of The Doctor and the Architect. These are all age gap, like taboo romances, which I'm super excited about. I've only read The Pool Boy, so I can't wait to read The Doctor and the Architect as well. The Doctor is a ex-boyfriend's dad romance, and the Architect is, I think it's like a married couple who brings like a third person into their relationship. Oh no, it's her and her boyfriend bring in a third person. I don't know, I'm excited to read them all. I think they're going to be great, and I have faith. So I met Nikki Sloan. I also met her husband. They're both really, really nice people. I also bought The Initiation while I was there because I'm a sucker. I've only read The Initiation. I haven't read any of the other books in this series, but I read The Initiation when it first came out. And I was like, you know what, I'm here, I might as well buy it. And so I bought it. It was not my intention, so came back with an extra book. I also purchased these 5 Tessa Bailey books. You're probably thinking, Madison, haven't you read most? Yeah, I didn't own them physically though, so I had to buy them so I could get them signed, obvi. So I actually haven't read My Killer Vacation. So I got this, I got it signed, which was really cute. Tessa was one of the nicest authors that I met throughout the entire event. She's literally the best human being ever. Genuinely could not praise her more. I went out for drinks with her as well, and she was just a hoot and a half. I'm so excited for all these things that she's got coming up, and she's just a genuinely amazing person. So if you have not read any of her books yet, you are making a bad life decision. I also got her to sign Window Shopping. I already own Window Shopping with the Hello Lovely box edition, but I wanted to get the regular edition as well. And I had her write Ted Lasso with butt stuff on the inside, because that's what my friend Chelsea, who used to be Chelsea Darling Reads here on YouTube, that's how she explained it, and it's always stuck with me that she called it Ted Lasso with butt stuff. So I got that written inside the book. I then also got Tools of Engagement, which is the 3rd book in the, I forget what this series is called. But in this series, I own the first 2 books in this series, but I actually have them at my parents' place in Vegas. So I didn't get to get those signed, but I did get Tools of Engagement, and I got that signed, which is nice. And then I ended up buying finished copies of It Happened One Summer and Hook, Line and Sinker, because I read these both as arcs. So I have them physically as arcs, but I was like, oh, well, I'm gonna get finished copies as well because I'm a whore, basically. So I'm really excited about my copy of It Happened One Summer because I had her write a very amazing quote inside. I had Tessa write the iconic "spoiling you makes my dick hard" quote, and she drew this very beautiful picture. And then I also brought my arc of It Happened One Summer specifically for her to sign for me, and she did do that. Plus she drew a little picture inside, which was really cute as well. So those are all my Tessa Bailey. Oh no, I had one more Tessa Bailey. Hang on. I haven't read this, but I bought it to get signed. Do I have any reasoning behind this? No. But she did write "So Great to Meet You at ApollyCon" in this one, which makes it super, super special because, you know, I really appreciate that. This is a book that I've been meaning to read by Tessa Bailey, but I never bought it, so I haven't gotten around to it yet. And so I was like, you know what, screw it. This is my sign. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna read it. So this follows Addison. She just returned to her hometown, which her hometown hates her. Her grandma passed away, and so she's like trying to deal with her estate. And when she gets there, she goes to see her cousin's wedding. But when she gets to her cousin's wedding, she finds that her cousin jilted the groom. And so she ends up being the getaway driver for the groom from the wedding. And I guess that they fall in love. I'm really excited for this because I love Tessa Bailey in general. So I'm pumped. Okay, so those are all the books that I physically purchased for ApollyCon. I'm now going to be getting to the books that I got while I was at ApollyCon. So I was lucky enough to get a copy of Sophie Lark's Brutal Prince. This is her brand new discreet edition. It is absolutely gorgeous. I highly recommend it. It's even got all the updated artwork on the inside. Let's see if I can find a page with the art in it. There is a page with the art on the inside. Honestly, I feel like you guys don't need me to talk more about Sophie Lark on this channel because you guys all like meme me. Oh shit. Okay, so I forgot. I brought all my Corinne Michaels books to get signed. I looked like a crazy bitch, okay, when I walked up to Corinne's table. Luckily, Corinne knows me. We're now lovely friends. She's honestly such a sweetheart. She's probably the author I spent the most time with outside of the ApollyCon signings, because we got to hang out a little bit. And so it was fine when I rocked up to her table with an entire backpack full of I waited until the very end of the signing day to go and see her because I didn't want to like hold up the line with like my bajillion books. And so I waited, and then I rocked up at the very end of the day, and I was like, hello, I am here. Can you sign my books for me, please? And so she did. She signed all these books. I'm obviously not going to go through them individually because I'm not doing that. But one of my favorite things though was that she saw that I had tabbed some of her books, and so she like looked at some of the things that I had tabbed. And that's always my favorite thing, is I actually really love it when an author sees that you have tabbed their books and they're like interested in seeing like what you did tab, because I just think it's kind of like a sweet thing. Anyway, I had those signed by Corinne, and then I ended up getting her Hennington Brothers trilogy, which I did not previously have. These are the discrete covers to the Hennington Brothers. I obviously will eventually be buying the regular covers because I'm a whore. I need to have both editions of all of Corinne's books. But these are the discrete editions of them, and I'm so excited because I really wanted to get to them. And this one, on the inside, it says, "Save a horse, ride a Hennington," because they're all cowboys, which I think is hilarious. Okay, next, two of the books that I received at ApollyCon from being an ApollyCon human being. I have A Shadow in the Ember. This is the ApollyCon edition, well, the Titan edition that I got at ApollyCon. So this came with me being a Titan. It came in my like Titan bag. It's like super fancy and special. And then on the inside, it's signed by Jen because I got to see her and I got it signed. And then this here is the From Blood and Ash ApollyCon exclusive edition from the brunch, which is also signed by Jen, and it's super cute and pretty. It's actually super interesting to see it like in this tall size because my copy of From Blood and Ash is like this short size. I didn't even know they came in this trim size until I got there, and then I saw so many people with it on this size, and I kind of like prefer it because like it's such like a chunky book that I prefer this version. So anyway, okay, and then the other books that I ended up getting signed, I'm still in awe. I got to meet Tessa Bailey. I got to meet Tessa Bailey, the queen of historical frickin' romance. Now, if you did not know, Tessa Bailey is the very first historical romance author that I ever read back in 2019. And I told her that when I was there. I kind of wish I'd brought more of her books with me, but I didn't. And it's okay, because I at least got this trilogy signed. Well, it's a quartet, but the fourth book is coming who knows when. And she wrote on the inside, "For Madison, so great to meet you at ApollyCon." And I'm just gonna treasure this like forever. And like, I still cannot believe that like, And then I also got to see Sarah MacLean. I wish I really brought more of her. I literally own so many Sarah MacLean books, but I didn't want to be annoying and bring like a bunch of historicals. But I think if I were to do this again, I would bring more of my historical romances, just because there aren't actually a lot of people lining up for historical romance authors. So I could have done that and gotten through it a bit more. So for anyone who is wondering, I did get to see her, and she did sign each one, and she also gave away little stickers for each of the books, which was really cool. Let me find my favorite sticker. Oh yeah, it's this one. This is like an actual sticker for like the Bare Knuckle Bastards, which is what the series is, which I really enjoyed. And she was also super sweet. The historical romance authors were like some of the nicest people ever, which I mean really should not be surprising because like who doesn't love historical romance authors? They're just such cool people. I also obviously I work with Scarlett St. Clair, so I got to see her, and while I was doing that I got her to sign my copy of King of Battle and Blood, and she, you know, signed it. She also signed my body while we were there because I'm a weird human. I did also see Jennifer Estep, and I did get her to sign my copy of Kill the Queen, which I've not read yet, but she signed it. She's got a really tiny signature, but it's actually a really pretty signature. I also got to see Danielle L. Jensen, and I got her to sign my copies of The Bridge Kingdom. Here is The Traitor Queen, and here is The Bridge Kingdom. And then the last author I got to see is Macaulay Smeltzer, and Macaulay, I had her sign my Wallflowers duet. This was already like had a signature, but it didn't have like an actual sign from her, so I got her to sign it there. And then in the Resurrections, she also signed it, and in this one she wrote, "So glad I got to meet you in person. I love you, Macaulay." And I love Macaulay. Oh my god, she was so lovely. I cannot wait to meet her again. she was really cool and awesome. So that was like one of the best things, because we've been chatting for quite a long time on Instagram, and so to finally like be able to meet her in person was really awesome. And then I'm going to sign Sweet Dandelion as well, because this is the next one I plan to read from her, but I haven't gotten to it yet. So I was like, I'm just going to preemptively, you know, get her to sign it for me. And then I think that's it. I think those are all the books that I got signed at ApollyCon, and all the books that I bought as well. I bought a lot of books. I spent a lot of money this last month. We're not going to talk about it. The last 2 books that I bought over the last month, I don't know if I've actually talked about these yet before, but I bought American Prince and American Royal by Sierra Simone. So I wanted to knock out the entire trilogy, so I bought them recently. And now we're getting into the books that I was sent. So the lovely Lulu over at Lulu's Book Nook did send me Lola the Millionaire's Part 1. She sent me this, I think, for hitting 20k on here on YouTube. Lulu is just the absolute nicest person. I actually got to meet her while I was at ApollyCon, which was super awesome, and she was so lovely and so adorable, so that was like always great. I also hauled ᴛɪධᴛᴏྡ's, I don't know what this series is called, but it's like her Bad Boys Break Hearts, like Good Guys Don't Lie, Nice Guys Don't Win, and Real Players Never Lose. They're like really cool. They're high school romances, I believe, which isn't always my favorite, but I really do love ᴛɪධᴛᴏ's writing, so I'm definitely going to give them a shot, and I'm excited to try them out. Plus these covers are just absolutely stunning, and these vibes are 100% it, so I cannot wait. I was also sent Garnet Flats by Daphne Perry. This is book 3 in the Eden series. I'm so excited. This one is Talia's story, and this is a second chance romance, and we all know that I love a good second chance romance, so I'm super excited to get to this one. It's a small town romance series. If you have not checked out Daphne Perry's Eden series, trust me, you want to get on that. We also have The Dark King by Gina L. Maxwell. I was sent this by Entangled Teen. This one is supposed to be 50 Shades of Grey meets Katie Robert. This one it says Neon Gods meets 50 Shades of Grey, which is very interesting. It's set in Vegas, and this girl wakes up and she finds herself married to this guy named Caden, who's a reclusive billionaire who owns the hotel, and it turns out that he's actually the Fae King of the Night Court, and that there's an entire world underneath the veil of Vegas. And I'm like, that sounds pretty dope, especially while I'm in Vegas. Are open to a sexy scene. We then have some books that I got from St. Martin's Press. We have Booked on a Feeling by J.C. Lee and Bet on It by Jodie Slaughter. This is part of her, she already has this series going on. They're all standalones. I'm excited for this one. It's about an overachieving lawyer and her childhood friend helping fix a failing bookstore. So, seems kind of cool. And then Bet on It by Jodie Slaughter. I'm so excited for this one. Jodie Slaughter actually is an author who I interviewed for my master's thesis. And it is a romance that is set around a sex bingo pact. I mean, do you need to know anything else? No, not really. So I'm excited to read it. When my friend went to Book Bonanza, she ended up getting a free book while she was there, and she was like, do you want this? And I was like, yes. And that is Sin and Chocolate by K.F. Brené. I've seen a lot of things about this author, and so I was like, yeah, I want to try this book out. I don't know what it's about at all. Well, apparently it's about a sinfully sexy demigod who has a deadly secret, and he thinks that our main girl is the key to his salvation. So, I mean, I'm here for it. Whatever floats my boat, you know? I also bought Ricochet by Kristen Becker Ritchie because I plan to do a vlog on this series, and I want to own the original editions, not the Berkeley editions, because I think these editions are prettier. Okay, last but not least, we have Filthy by Tia Louise. I have the first book in this series. I haven't gotten to it yet, but this here is book 2. I'm excited to get to it. It says, good girls are saved by princes, but my savior is a monster. So, I don't really know much about these books, but I'm excited to read them. They seem pretty cool. And that is it for my book haul. I did buy a bunch of mangas recently, but I'm not hauling them here because I'm lazy, and also because I'm going to be doing a manga recommendation video soon, so you'll be able to see them all in there. Alright, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button down below if you want to see more of me. Let's go to my channel, and until next time, thanks so much everyone. Bye-bye.